Well, hello. This is Reggie or William Cunningham of My Hope in Marriage, wishing you a good day or a good evening, depending on when you're watching this. Um, My Hope in Marriage is started off as a website, still is a website with a YouTube channel. And before I get any further, I wanted to just thank those who have subscribed. I really do appreciate that. I seem to have hit a nerve with certain topics on the site and the YouTube channel. And I just really, really want you to know I really appreciate your comments, your feedback. I really appreciate you subscribing to the channel because, for one thing, it helps others, especially the guys, to know that they're not alone, to give them hope, perhaps things that they can try, whatnot, to better their relationship. Whether your relationship or your marriage is bad or good, you can improve it. And that's what I wanted to talk about today, just kind of like some ramblings, if you will. But there's certain things I wanted to bring out after thanking you guys for subscribing and thanking you guys for your comments and just thanking you for just viewing the video. So thank you very much. Now, there's a certain mindset that we should be aware of when we marry or when we want to get married or for a marriage. You're going to have a man's mindset and a woman's mindset. And we know, and it's been shown, that men and women are different. You know, we develop as human beings different. I think the girls, they develop the right side of the brain more, so they're going to talk, conversation, things like that. And the guys, the boys, they develop the left side of the brain. I mean, you know that, you take a girl and a boy, they're going to be different. A girl is more than likely going to be playing with dolls and so forth. And a guy is going to be trying to climb a tree, trying to play with trucks and dirt. But I remember there was a psychology article, or it was a book in a psychology book that was questioning or brought up the question whether the differences between men and women, or boys and girls, males and females, to some extent, is learned. What would happen if you just take a girl and just let her play with trucks and stuff? But, men and boys and girls are different. All right, we know that. So you take that and you go into a marriage, you have to realize that men and women are different. They come into this thing, marriage, with different expectations, different mindset, so forth. They bring something to the table. What are they bringing to the table? What are they thinking? Now, men, the guys, already know, it's already in them, that whatever they do, assuming they want a family, assuming they want to get married, whatever they do, whatever we do, we know that our income, whether it's a job, a business, okay, our income is going to be used for, of course, ourselves and the family. We know that our income is to support a family. Our income is to support a family. Just checking, make sure I wasn't muted. All right, but anyway, our goal is to support a family. I mean, we know that that's what we're going to be doing. That whatever money we get, we're going to use it to support a family. Now, a woman is not necessarily like that. And specifically, the modern woman. There's a whole different class of women out there now than your grandma. All right? They're more about themselves. Now, of course, before, a lot of ladies, want to, duke it out. Of course, it's not every woman. Like I said in other videos, there are many enlightened women. There are many women who go into a marriage, into a relationship, and it's not just about me. It's not just about them. They want to provide. They want to do something in the relationship. They want to join to this man and be a part of his life and form one unit. They want that. All right, but there's a whole different class of women out there now that's different from that. Okay, where it's all about them. They want to look a certain way. and you get a whole bunch of surgeries and a whole bunch of fake stuff. Is incredible. So when they get into the marriage, let's say those type of women, if you're not that type of woman, then this doesn't apply to you. But those type of women, they go into the relationship for the man to take care of them. They want to get the nails done. They want to get the hair done. They want to get whatever. He's going to take care of them. That's what they want. He's going to take care of him, of her rather. All right, that's what they want in a relationship. Someone to take care of them. Someone to just financially support them. Give them a place to live. Give them protection or what have you. Having somebody around to lift heavy objects. They're not coming into those types of women. All right, are not coming into the relationship. They're not going into a relationship with the mindset that I am bringing something to the table to form one unit. They're not coming like that. Right? So guys, you got to be aware of that. Especially, well, if you're already married, it's too late. You got to, deal with where you are and fix it from there. All right, but for those who are contemplating marriage, or maybe even you have a love interest. I didn't know what to call it. Maybe you have a love interest. Maybe you're wondering if this is the one. All right. You need to find that kind of stuff out. And asking her may not be the best approach, because she may tell you what she thinks you want to hear. She may regurgitate an idea, all right, and how a woman should be, rather she plans to be, how a wife should be, rather she plans to be that way or not. So you have to observe her. Get to know her family, her friends. What do they say? Don't take for granted the things that you see she does on a normal, everyday, unscripted, times. All right, take those as data. All right. Now, men go into a relationship expecting, I'm going to support a wife and kids. I'm going to support my family. My money goes to support her, to give her the best that I can give her. I want her to have the best life. I want to give her the world. I want to bring down the moon and give it to her. All right. I don't know why she would want the moon, but anyway. All right, that's what a guy thinks. A woman isn't necessarily thinking like that at all. All right, the modern woman is not thinking like that at all. All right. Now, if you're not one of those modern women, then this doesn't apply to you. All right. And I really would like to hear from you. I've solicited input from women since I started this thing. I started with the website, myhopeinmarriage.com, back in 2018, I believe it was. And I really want to hear the woman's perspective. And I just wasn't getting it. Not a lot. Not, a dribble here, dribble there. And sometimes they were really good comments. But other times they were just complaining and accusing and, totally missed the point. So I want to hear from women, their perspective or their side of things, of the topics that I talk about. Feel free, any of the articles, any of the videos, all right? Okay, but the modern women are not thinking, I'm going into this marriage to be a part, to be to form a union, and we're going to conquer the world together. See, if you look at from let's say from the Bible, let's just look at the Bible. The Bible says that God created the woman because the man was alone. He was a helper. She was the helper. She was his companion. I think I brought this up in a previous video. Now, if a woman isn't thinking that way, then you may have a problem. If you continue with their relationship into marriage, you may have a problem, because she's not going to see. That means she's not trying to be your wife. That's what that means. She doesn't want to be your wife. She just wants what you provide. and marriage is just a way to get to it. Do you realize that most marriages, well, for one thing, about 50% of marriages fail? But did you know that most fail, how should I say this? Most divorces are initiated by the wife, by the woman. All right? And this is another thing I realize. You know, you listen to testimonies and you listen to different videos about certain situations that a couple have gone through and they're being interviewed. And it's really interesting that the woman is always, not always, I mean, let me say that not always, but it's usually the woman that's talking about, I was going to leave him, you know, this was just getting too much for me. Whereas when you got married, you talked about until death do you part. All right. So why is it that that's even on the table? All right. Why is that on the table? Why is that on the table? Okay. It's the man is not usually thinking like that. Now, of course, this is what happens from the guy's perspective. He gets married and he expects a wife, and he finds that he doesn't have that. And usually that is because intimacy is gone. Now, men connect with their wives through sex. All right? And when that's gone, he can't connect. You see the problem? He can't connect to his wife. And then this love, this feeling begins to dwindle. All right, the way he feels about her begins to dwindle. Ladies, the way your husband, when he doesn't have sex with you regularly, he doesn't, you're falling away from him. And there's some bad things that'll start happening. Look at the article and video, the consequences of women who reject their husbands. You know, the consequences of wives who reject their husbands. You know, it's a progression that happens to the guy when he's consistently rejected by his wife, when he's consistently disrespected by his wife, when he finds himself alone. God said that it's not good for the man to be alone, but he's in marriage and he finds himself alone. That's not a good place to be. What he expected in marriage is not what he got. And I believe that a lot of times it happened because you really weren't careful about who you decided to marry. You decided that you want to marry her because you had good feelings about her or something like that. And that's not something that's not where you get married. You don't get married because you fell in love with somebody. I've said it many, many times. That's something that my father told me before I got married. Love is not a good reason to get married. All right? Love is not a good reason to get married. He even said that if you get her pregnant, that's still not a good reason to get married. All right? That doesn't mean you don't support your kids because you did it. But I don't want to get into that. What I want to bring out is that there is a different mindset in marriage between men and women. Men already know what I do is for my family. Women are not, the modern woman is not necessarily thinking that way. It's all about them, what's in it for them. And it's even worse if the woman is successful. She has let's say a career, a business, you know, she's an actress, you know, she's famous or whatever. It's going to be even worse because she's going to look at her income as a status thing. And anyone who doesn't make that kind of money, any guy who doesn't make that kind of money is beneath her. Now, of course, guys don't think that way. A guy could fall for somebody who's working at McDonald's. All right? All right, now, a high-profile guy probably wouldn't. All right? But they come into a relationship. They expect, men and women expect different things in marriage. A guy already has in his mind, I'm going to support my family. The modern woman, not so much so. And guys, you need to know that. Now, this is not to say, ladies, that guys are all on the up and up. There's some shysters out there. Some guys who just have no home training, no hygiene. They're just little boys running around in adult suits. Because for one thing, if a woman is going to be the helper to the husband, to the man, then he has to be doing something for her to help. If he's not doing something, then quite naturally she's going to start doing her own thing to survive or to establish her own, to meet her own goals and destinations and her vision, make that come to pass, and so forth and so on. So guys, you have to be doing something. You have to be worthy of a woman's camaraderie, companionship. You have to be worthy of her joining with you. Why would anybody join with someone who's not doing anything? She's just going to volunteer to ruin her life. Okay? All right. So I just wanted to bring that to your attention, which you probably know, but for those who are contemplating marriage, you need to know this. Don't just fall for, I love her, she looks great, because actually the modern woman, you get them alone, they start taking stuff off. They're a completely different looking woman. They take the makeup off, they're completely different. That doesn't mean it's bad. I've seen some women with makeup and without, they have before and after. I'm like, what's wrong with the before? We have this idea, women have this idea they got to look a certain way, and what for? Your value is not in your looks. Your looks produces nothing. Well, it can produce something for you if you're on Instagram or something. But the point is, you have to know the mindset of the other if you're contemplating marriage. If you guys saying, I want to marry this woman, why do you want to marry her? What makes you think she's going to be a good wife? You see what I'm saying? All right, and you really need to do that. What evidence has she given you to support the idea that she will be a good wife? Not necessarily a good woman. She might be a great woman, a great human being, a great female human being. She might be kind and all that, but that doesn't mean she's going to be a good wife. And I brought this up in a previous video. A good wife is dependent on the guy. What does the guy think a good wife is? Now if the guy just wants somebody to cook and clean, well, ladies, you need to know that. All right. Well, I wanted to bring that to your attention. The different mindsets of the man and the woman going into marriage. You need to know what that is. You need to find out, what is she about? What is he about? What is her mindset? What is her objective? All right, does she really want to be with me, or does she just want what I offer? Does she really want to have a relationship with me, or is she just using me to provide something for her as she pursue her own endeavors? Okay, that's what you need to know. And ladies, the same way. Is he doing something? Can I link up with this guy? Is he about anything? Does he have any dreams or goals? All right. Just because someone is in a particular status now doesn't mean they're always going to be that way. Especially the younger you are, because you have all that potential to do and to be greater. All right, because you may start off and you're the janitor. All right, but you have aspirations of being a tech person. All right. Opening your own tech business. Well, right now you're a janitor, you're making money so that you can eat and have some place to live, but you're also going to school so that you can learn how to program or whatever the case may be. And then you grow from there. All right, you see what I'm saying? So don't just knock a guy just because where he is at that moment. Where is he trying to go? All right, what is she about? Does she want me, or does she want what I have to offer? All right. Well, this is Reggie, or William Cunningham, of myhopeinmarriage.com, or My Hope in Marriage. You can visit us on the website at myhopeinmarriage.com. And on there I have lots of articles about marriage from a male's perspective. Now, I originally tried to do be neutral, but I just couldn't do it because I'm a guy. I think like a guy. I can't talk from a woman's perspective, which is why, ladies, I want your input. I really need your input so I can, share that with guys, so guys can know, hey, this is what a lady is thinking right now. I just go off of research and interviews and stuff I see online. Okay. All right. So you can visit us online at www.myhopeinmarriage.com. All right. And once again, I thank you all. I thank all of you who have subscribed, and for all of you who have, viewed and liked the videos and commented on the videos. I really appreciate that. And I really appreciate you doing that. Well, until next time, I want you to be blessed.